King Sports Information Director Travis Shell here with head softball coach Jenn Testa after wrapped up fall ball last week. Mm-hmm. How did practice start out here? How did the returners look this fall after winning your second conference championship in as many years last year?
It looked good. We had a pretty decent fall, I would say. We were a little bit injury stricken for the majority of the fall. We had a couple players, a couple newcomers that we didn't get to see a whole lot from just because of injuries, and then we also had a few returners that kind of had some issues too. So, aside from that, it was a pretty good fall. From start to finish, we definitely saw a good progression, and that's really what you want in your fall season.
Yeah, you mentioned freshmen. You brought in four newcomers this year. Mm-hmm. Some of them have been injured. How did they look transitioning to the college game so far this fall?
Pretty good. We have, like you said, 4 freshmen. Cheyenne Delphs is one that we didn't get to see a whole lot from. She ended up breaking her big toe really early in our fall season. So we're still, looking for her to get back and be able to do stuff. We have Sam Cole, who is another freshman, went to Eastside from Coburn, Virginia. She's one who really stepped in and did a lot of really good things, which is great. We weren't really sure, looking at things, how she was going to fit in. We knew she was very athletic, and she stepped into the outfield, which is where we had a lot of problems with injury, and she stepped in there without playing it very much and stepped in and did a great job. So we're really excited about the possibility of her being out there in the spring, of course with a little bit more instruction, and we'll use the remainder of the fall to continue on that. And then we have Emily Morgeson, who's also an outfielder, who's coming along well. She's gotten a lot better from day one to now. And then Cheyenne Watkins is another one who did get to play a little bit at the beginning of the fall, and then got sick there towards the end of it. And so she's one who we saw a lot of really good things, especially at Virginia Tech. She played great there. In fact, she was scored one of our 2 runs that we scored there at the Virginia Tech doubleheader. So we're really excited about what she can do and what she adds. Both in the outfield and then also at the plate. She's probably, for the first time in a long time, a true leadoff hitter. And so we're excited about the possibilities of having her in the lineup.
Yeah, you mentioned Virginia Tech. You played 3 scrimmages fall, two on the road against Division I teams, and then 1 here against a junior college. Talk about how those went and what you learned from those experiences playing the Division I schools around here.
Yeah, those went really good. Like I said, we went down to Virginia Tech to open up for the fall. Probably not exactly ideal, but that's kind of how it worked out. And we played pretty well. We ended up score-wise, we lost game 1 5-2, but we jumped out on them early and we were ahead 2-0 in the first inning, and then it was a 2-2 tie going into the bottom of the 6th inning. So we played them really, really tough. And then in game 2, we ended up losing 5-0. But once again, that was another game that we played them really, really well. If it wasn't for 1 inning where they scored 4 runs, it would have been a much closer game. But anytime you can go on the road in the fall, especially that early in the fall, and play, not just a Division I team, but a Division I team that has done well. They were in the NCAA regional tournament last year, so this isn't just some small time Division I team that doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, this is good quality competition, and and we competed with them, and that's what you can ask for, I think, in that situation, and we did that. ETSU was kind of a similar story. We ended up going in game 1 there. We ended up losing 2-1 in extra innings. So, we got to experience playing some extra innings in the fall, which will be good practice and hopefully good preparation for the spring, which is what the fall is all about. And then in game 2, we lost 2-0. So once again, both of those games could have gone either way. We competed, and when you're competing against a Division I team on the road like that, that's what you want in the fall, is to be able to compete. And we also got to see a lot of different players in some different positions and kind of see what we have to work with. So those were really, really good.
Besides health here coming up in the spring, what's one big thing that you're taking away from this fall that's a positive that you're looking at, hey, this could be really good here come the spring when the season starts?
Well, one thing, we knew obviously with Hannah that, we were going to have, that one pitcher who we could rely on. As far as, what we were going to have out of pitcher number 2, we weren't really sure. We have Morgan Lowe, coming out of high school, 2 years ago. We were really, really excited about her and what we felt like she was going to be able to do at this level. And then last year she was injury stricken for the majority of the year. So we didn't really get to see what we had in her. And so that was one thing that we really weren't sure about. We knew we had one good pitcher, but did we have two good pitchers? And I think that's something that we can really take away from this fall, is that we've really discovered that Morgan Lowe is going to be somebody who can step in, and whether it's game 1 or game 2, I think we have great pitching out of both of them. So we really feel like that's something that's obviously going to help us throughout the season, and really once we get into conference play. And really for the past couple years, if you look at our stats and you look at what we've done a lot with one pitcher, and now we kind of feel like we can take some of that load off of Hannah and sort of even it out a little bit more. And, hopefully that will, towards the end of the season, really pay off. And, when Hannah's not exhausted, hopefully we'll have two pitchers who are a little bit more fresh and able, and we're able to finish out the season like we'd really like to.
All right, thank you, Coach, and good luck this spring. The Tornado will open on February 7th at Columbus State at their tournament down there. Good luck this spring in practice and when the games start.
Thank